Hello again, algebra students. This is Mr. High. We're going to talk about section 10.2, which is graphing quadratic equations in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So now we do have a term here in the middle of bx. Here's some information about the graph of a quadratic equation. I'll let you kind of read through this on your own. The one thing I want to point out is that we can tell right away whether a parabola is going to open up if a is bigger than 0, or open down if a is less than 0. The rest of this we'll kind of touch on throughout this video. So here are the steps that we're going to use to graph one of these equations. First, we're going to determine whether it opens up or down. We're going to find and draw the axis of symmetry, which axis of symmetry is that line that goes right through the middle of the parabola through the vertex, divides it into two equal parts. There is a formula for finding the x-coordinate of that, negative b over 2a. After we draw the axis of symmetry, then we're going to find our vertex. The x-coordinate of the vertex is where our axis of symmetry is, so we use the same formula. Since we've already found that, we need to work on finding the y-coordinate of it. This can be found by plugging in that x-coordinate to the original equation and then simplifying to find what y equals. After we plot the vertex, we're going to plot 2 points, and we're going to choose 2 points that are either less than or greater than the axis of symmetry. We're going to plot 2 points on one side of the axis of symmetry, and because that axis of symmetry acts as kind of gives it a mirror image, we're going to reflect those 2 points across that axis of symmetry on the other side of it to get all of our points. Once we have all of our points, we draw a parabola through those points. So we're going to start with some examples here, but before I do that, I do want to say I'm going to give a bonus item, a prize, you could say, to someone who can come to me and tell me this key phrase. So I want you to, the first person in each class to tell me March Madness will win a prize. So March Madness is the phrase that will win you a prize. Let's graph this equation. First of all, it is going to open down because a is negative. So now we're going to find our axis of symmetry. I'm going to abbreviate it AOS. The axis of symmetry is found by doing x equals negative b over 2a. So we plug in b. We want negative b. B is negative 6 right here, so negative b would be positive 6 over 2 times a. A is negative 3. Then we evaluate. That'd be 6 over negative 6. So that would be negative 1 for our axis of symmetry. So let's draw that in. Axis of symmetry is right here. It's a vertical line on negative 1. Now that we have our axis of symmetry, let's find our vertex. So we know the x-coordinate of our vertex is negative 1. So we're going to plug in negative 1 to x in our original equation. So I'm going to copy the original equation. Wherever I see x, I'm going to put negative 1. And then I'm going to evaluate this and find what y equals. So I need to do my exponent first. Negative 1 squared is 1. Copy everything else down. Now I can do all my multiplication. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 6 times negative 1 is positive 6. Now I can add negative 3 plus 6 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. So the y-coordinate of my vertex is 5. That means my vertex is at negative 1, 5. So I'm going to plot that point. Right there. Now, I need to find 2 other points either on the left side or the right side of that axis of symmetry. I'm going to go to the right side of it because then I can use 0 and 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make kind of a mini table of values here. And I'm going to plug in for x, I'm going to use 0. and I'm going to use 1. I'm going to plug this into the original equation. And then that's going to give me my y coordinate. So that's going to give me 2 other points on this side. So I plug in 0, 0 squared minus 6 times 0 plus 2. When I evaluate that, 0 squared is 0, negative 3 times 0 is 0, negative 6 times 0 is 0, so it's just this plus 2. So 0, 2 is another point. Now I'm going to plug in positive 1. 1 squared is 1, negative 3 times 1 is negative 3, negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, so negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9, plus 2 is negative 7. So now I have 2 other points that I'm going to plot. I have 0, 2, and I have 1, negative 7. Now that I have those, I'm just going to reflect them across my axis of symmetry. So this one, when I reflect it, would go right there. This point, when I reflect it, it's 2 units away from my axis of symmetry, so I need to go 2 units away. And now I have my 5 points. So now is the hard part for me. I'm going to try to draw a nice smooth curve through those. And there is the graph of that equation. Have a great day. I hope this helps.